That's our new year and the new day. And every day as we wake up, we should first thank the Supreme Divinity for keeping us alive, in good health, and with a beautiful smile in our face. You know, generally, generally people when they go down to wash their face, brush their teeth, if you become conscious, you will see how we look into the mirror. We look into the mirror like that. I say the moment you look into the mirror, smile and say, you are good. This world is beautiful because of you. And you got God's work to do. But this should not be with ego. It should be with humbleness. We have to be careful of that. And teach our children the same thing. Hey monkey, come on, look into the mirror. Smile. See, you got a mommy who's right behind you. And you got a daddy who's to hold your hand. And you got your grandpa to say, Mahuna. Every child doesn't have that. You are divinely blessed. So parenting from the heart. This heart is not a physical heart. It is consciousness. It is Chetana. It is an understanding. It is not allowing one negative thought to come to you from anyone. Don't allow. It is like, supposing you know your husband very well, or wife, and somebody comes and tells you, you know, I saw your husband, he was in Phoenix Mall going around with a girl. If your mind is weak, or somebody told you about your wife, then you will do a little flip over here, isn't it? But if you are absolutely strong and you have no doubt in your heart, you will just smile and say, possible, must be his sister. No, look at the different attitude. Yeah, he must be one of her. She is very good in creating good people. Must be one of her creation. Don't even think about it. Don't even talk about it. Don't allow anything to come in. When somebody tells you something about your daughter, your son, you say, her. Not possible. Just not possible. If somebody comes and tells me, I know, I'm just telling you, that I know nobody tells me lies. Nobody. My daughters, my parents, my staff, my teachers, they don't tell me lies. I know that. My consciousness will not allow them to tell lies. They will automatically tell the truth. Supposing I see there is a weak character and the character is about to tell a lie. Sometimes they do, no? I just say, shh, wait, you sit down with me for a while. Sit down. Some children sometimes do that, no? They'll take a deep breath. Sir, I say, wait. You sit down for a while. I let them sit down. And while I'm doing my other work, I keep an eye on them. The moment I see the posture, the body language of the child is changed, you're parenting from the heart. You say, yes sir, come. Why are you chilling out? I'll give you an example. Yesterday I had a boy, and by the way, this is not to give you anything else, but to tell you how much of wealth is lying inside your champion sons and daughters. We know that. Everything else is junk. Throw them away. You're supposed to know. When you make rasgulla, have you noticed when you make chaats, initially the black thing comes up, isn't it? And you sweep it away, you throw it away, and you have crystal white rasgulla. It's not easy, but you have to do that. The same thing. This child apparently told his homeroom teacher. He would be about 10, 11 years old. He's a very good boy, very intelligent boy. But he also tends to be very argumentative. He was arguing. He used the words, very terrible words. But when it comes to me, I don't pay attention. But it went to the coordinator, to the homeroom teacher, to the principal ma'am. And then, when he came to me, you'll be surprised what all words he used. He used words like, I'll get you killed. I would rather see you dead. Okay? Where has he picked it up? Must be television. I'm certain he doesn't hear it from parents. He doesn't hear it in the bus. He must be picking it up from TV or somewhere else. Or maybe he read some books. But is it him? No. He came. I said the moment I saw him, his face was like this, like a bull. You must have seen your kids doing that. So I said, you sit down for a while. Instead of going to the chair to sit down, he said, can you explain to me why am I wasting my time with you? How do you like that? You know what? You and I couldn't even go to the principal's office, right? and the president of the school. But I looked at it something else. I said, look at this guy. He's got the courage to tell me. I said, very nice. But I didn't tell him that. I said, sure, I'll tell you. You sit down for a while. He went, sat, not even 30 counts. Again, he got up. He said, can you tell me why am I sitting here? What am I doing? I said, you will know. Please go and sit. He went and sat. 6 times he got up. And I'm having new parents coming, and everybody's coming, and they were all looking at him. They asked me, what is he doing here? I said, he's chilling out. They said, what is chilling out? I said, chilling out is a silent process of meditation. It's the Western word for meditation, reflective learning. He's reflecting in his own mind, but he has to find the point himself. You should not tell them, how dare you do that? Is this what I taught you? This is how you and I grew up, no? And we were told, what's wrong with us? So what happened? Our backbone was broken. So we didn't have the courage to stand up in front of the people, and India went down and down and down. Our education system, which involved our parents, the whole country went down and down and down. Sir, ma'am, 21st century belongs to India. India is going to just watch what it does. And you and I are there. You know what? We must have done something great in our past life to be born as Bharatiya. But we have to become Bharatiya. We are not Bharatiya besides by birth. Bharatiya is Brahma Jyoti. And once you have Brahma Jyoti, how can you not influence that Brahma Jyoti into your sons and daughters? Want to do that? If you are a strong magnet, can your sons and daughters not be magnetized? They're also same human element, no? Iron will be magnetized. But if you wrap that piece of iron with lots of mud, will that iron piece be attracted to the magnet? No. You have to do a little cleaning. Parenting from the heart is that. This champion son, he tried to press my button by using those words. I didn't allow it. I was smiling inside. Eventually, I said, sir, I love you, but I don't like how you're using your words. Go and sit down. And I did this. So my bodyguard came. I said, stand next to him. That's it. So he stood. This boy immediately sat down and he put his head down. For another 5-6 minutes, his head slowly came up. And I saw that his back is straight. I said, now he is ready. I called him. I said, tell me, why are you chilling out? He said, he's very good in English. Victoria's kids, no? Grown up right from tiny baby. He said, who would you like me to apologize to? I said, do you really want to know? He said, yes, sir. I said, you. He said, me? I said, yes, you're abusing yourself. You're not this boy. You're a good boy. You're a very good boy. He said, I said, okay, tell me, why did you ask me who should I apologize to? He said, because I made a mistake. I said, very nice. What mistake? I used wrong language. I said, okay, good. You're ready to go back. Who should you apologize to? He said to and he took the names. I said, don't apologize. Just go and say, ma'am, I've understood what I have done. And then say, please give me a chance. I'll show it to you. That's it. So he went out with that frame. And I always do that if it is necessary. Generally, you will not hear, none of the parents will ever hear a complaint from Dr. Ghosh. We don't complain. We say it is our job to change them. But here I give a call to the father. When it is necessary, I do that. Because he might go and give his version. A father might not understand. He doesn't at the background what all has happened. So I gave him a call and I told him, sir, this is what it is. When he comes home, please don't reprimand him. Don't fire him. But what you do, when you find he's in a receptible mood, talk to him about Shraddha, respect. That he needs to. Pitri Devu Bhavo. Father is God. Matri Devu Bhavo. Mother is goddess. And Acharya Devu Bhavo. Teacher is a god, goddess. Talk to him about it. That how we should be respectful to the people. And fathers told me, I just told him, I'd like to meet you for a few minutes if you can come down. He said, yes, sir. First thing in the morning today, he was there. And I just told him, I said, I just need 2 minutes from you. Thank you for coming all the way. I don't need more time. Just do this part. Don't, in this Sunday which is coming, find an appropriate moment. And if you can, bring him on our Sunday meditation. We have a Sunday meditation, all of you know. Many of you I can see are yogis sitting over here who's been through us. Take up that journey. What it does, it brings out that supreme power from within you, and you cannot do wrong. It is like if you're sitting in a brightly lit sunny day, you cannot have darkness around you, can you? No. So when you are brilliantly lit, you cannot see darkness in the people that is seeing negative things. Whether in your own partner, children, family, colleagues, the world around. You'll always look at it, and I felt later on, I always reflect on them, and I was thinking, one more child will now stop doing that. He will not stop doing it in one day. Maybe he will take little time. So today's journey as we are going along, I want to take you across to something which I want you to hold on to it as an Indian, as a human being. Because what I'm going to refer to is not religion oriented, it is humanity oriented. So it doesn't matter what religion we believe. What is religion? Religion is a way of life. Religious, way of life. So somebody does it like this, somebody does like this, somebody does like that. It doesn't matter. But if you look carefully, every religion, if you compare them, they have three things in common. Number one is a symbol. Everybody's got a symbol. Symbol may be different. So Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism, they all have a different symbol. Everyone has got a process. Everybody will have a way of doing it. That may be different. And the third is every one of them has a value. But you notice the value of all religion is one. Same value. The values don't change. They always say, you will take care of the weak, take care of the children, take care of the woman, take care of the others by contributing to them. The values are the same. So what if the processes are different? It doesn't matter. But what we are talking about, referring to, is called spirituality. What's the difference? Religion is always done in a group. Religious practices. You see, Eid, Muharram, Christianity, Happy New Year, Diwali, Durga Puja, Ganpati Puja. We do it in a group, no? But spirituality is all by yourself. You follow the process of being silent. So what we do on Sundays is allow you to dive within to find out, who am I? Why did I come to this earth? What is my purpose? And when you're doing this, in a short time, you will pick up such power within you, which you've only read in a book. Haven't you read that Jesus Christ, he just asked, somebody came and he said, Jesus, would you please cure me? He couldn't see from birth. Jesus asked him, do you believe I can cure you? He said, yes. He said, may thy belief take you to what you want. May it happen to thee. And it happened. He suddenly started seeing people with leprosy cases. People couldn't walk for their life. They all suddenly stood up and started walking. Where did this power come from? From you. And don't think that Jesus is different, or Buddha is different, or Paramahansa is different, or Mahavir Jain. Every one of these great masters tell us, and you and I need to understand that, practice it, and give it to our children. What is that? The message is, in the words of Vivekananda, it is not the birthright of Buddha, Jesus, or Vivekananda to be Buddha, Jesus, or Vivekananda. He said it is your birthright too. So you and I, everybody can go towards that. In Vedantic words, it says, every saint had a past. So when you read the history, let's say Buddha's history, he wasn't born Buddha, no? He traveled, he practiced, 14 years he did sadhana, became Buddha. So every saint has a past, meaning in the past he wasn't a saint. And every sinner has a future, meaning that sinner will also change to become good. Even Bin Laden will also change. That's the nature's law. Nature's law are 7 of them. Vedantic truth. The first law goes on to say, next workshop I'll deal with the 7 spiritual law. The nature's law, first law says, very powerful, 3 simple words. Everything is possible. Whatever you think in your mind, it's possible. If you think of that, whatever visions you have for yourself, for your partner, for your country, for your children, how can it not be possible? You take it up. You look at great personalities. Talk about them to your children. Talk about great power of the world and India. Read Bhagavatam. It's a beautiful book filled with powerful stories. Puranas. Read Panchatantra. Panchatantra is, by the way, from Bhagavatam. Read a little bit. Get these books. Show I have interest in them. And you will see your champion sons and daughters. Have you realized If they like crispy chatpata food, it is because you like crispy chatpata food. If they like to eat chocolates and ice cream, it is because you like chocolates and ice cream. Same way, whatever good things you like, they will pick it up. By the way, whatever bad things you have, that also they will pick it up. So, if you have a great child, you have a great mom and a backbone of a great dad. Mother gives the mind and the attitude. How is this mind? Mind goes out from mother. In the mother's eye, the child sees who I am. It is not just loving and kissing and feeding. That is, don't mind my words, as per the Nobel laureate Gordon Dryden, it is called animal parenting. Animals also do that, no? Keep on licking them, feed them, carry them. Have you noticed how a monkey carries their baby? Cat carries their baby. Crocodile carries their baby in their mouth. So that animals also do. I'm talking about conscious parenting. That's called consciousness, Chaitana. Do those also. It is not to neglect them. Sure, you should love them, kiss them, hug them, and give them a feeling. Whenever I am not okay, I have a mommy, I have a daddy, I can go down and trust them. But along with that, give them the power of the message that you are not a simple boy, simple girl. You're born to do great things. And once you do that, how can it be? I'll give an example. We come from a family of an ancient zamindar family. My father was very fond of shooting and hunting, and I used to love to do all that because I learned it from father. We have 5 brothers and a sister, 6 of us. We had to get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, and go for a run. I remember my mother used to say, my younger brother was only 2 years old. My mother used to plead to my father, he's only 2 years old, no? My father used to say, so what? Let him do 2 kilometers less. But he must come. You know what he did? 5 of us played for India. Just by what? He made sure. I'm certain he used to be very tired when he used to come back from office. He was the audit account general in the railways, accounting. He was the audit account general, head of the accounts. He used to come back at 7:30 in the evening, leave at 7 in the morning. But yet, he showed us that I have to get up at 4 in the morning. Even on Sundays, he used to wake up early in the morning. You and I, today, we like our children to get up in the morning. Are we getting up? Are we sleeping early? If you do that, you and I need to change first before we want our children to change. They will change. How can they not? They're like crystal. A crystal, if you take it to a little red color, it will become red. Take it to green color, it will become green. Similarly, they're reflecting you, mommy and daddy. So when you give them the values, what we're talking about, look at the next statement we're talking about. I want you to see this. God talks with Arjuna, Paramahamsa Yogananda from the Bhagavad Gita. Did you know this? At the time India was conquered by the Western colonial power, according to historian Dr. J.T. Sunderland, she was the wealthiest nation in the globe. Did you know this? That we were the richest in the world. You and I have studied in our school days. All of us have done. Because it is there in the textbook, CBSC, SSC, ICSC. Sone Ka Chidiya, have you remember? All of us done it. In the ICSC, it used to be called Golden Bowl of the Universe. We were the Golden Bowl. But have you realized you and I have forgotten that? We have also forgotten Vedanta, Upanishad, Gita, Purana. Your and my understanding of Ramayana and Mahabharata is only from television. Isn't it? What happened? Don't blame yourself. It's a cause, but a particular thing happened in the country. I'll explain to you. Understand this, change it for our children. This This is from chapter 2, verse 31, page number 246. This material wealth, India was number one, how were we number one? This material wealth was created by the Hindus' vast and varied industries. Nearly every kind of manufacture or product known to the civilized world, nearly every kind of creation of man's hand and brain existing anywhere and prized either for its utility or beauty had long been produced in India. Do you know at that time, India is to produce 60% of the world's production. You and I used to do that. Once it deteriorated, somewhere between 17th century 50 onwards till 19, we came down to 32-33%. You know how much is it today? I know many of you are champions in this. Only 2% or 3%. That's where we are today. But India is changing. Narendra Modi government has started, no? And notice what he is talking about. Everyone, including the opposition members, are supporting it. Because everybody likes to be good. So you and I need to understand that. I'm quoting from Bhagavad Gita. It cannot be written anything wrong. And he's quoting Paramahansa Yogananda, Paramahansa, quoting Dr. J.T. Sunderland, a great historian. And let us remember, wrote the eminent historian and philosopher Bill Durant, A Case for India. New York Times, Simon and Custer were the two great historians in 1930. Did you know that we were the richest just 84 years ago in the world? And just see, in 84 years' time, for some reason, I will explain to you what is the reason, India has gone down and down and down. When you're talking about parenting from heart, you have to give him the power, that strength to say, you are not a simple guy. You and I had done great work in our past life to be born as an Indian and not a Russian or American or a Chinese. I'm not saying they're down, I'm saying we are better. They're also good, but you have a great values. Now, World Religion Authority, Houston Smith, recalls that in 1950s, the eminent British historian Toynbee, Arnold Toynbee, predicted that in the 21st century, India the conquered would conquer her conquerors. If this is 21st century, India was conquered by the Britishers. Now we will conquer them back again and be number one. And that's what this school is about. That's why you and I have been divinely guided to come and join. Have you noticed we don't advertise? How did you come to know? And how are other people's coming? Through your word of mouth. And I want you to pay a little attention to the earlier page. Read this. That India is the motherland of our race, the fourth line. Who's saying it? Simon, Custer, J.T. Sunderland, Bill Durant. All four are Britishers. 1930, we were under the British rule, sir. Man, Britishers at that time, some Britishers in Jallianwala were shooting us down. And some Britishers, truly knowledgeable ones, wrote in New York Times that India is our mother. Bharat hamara maa hai. Can you imagine? Every time I read it, my hair stands up, and I want every child, every parent to know about it. Continue to read. Sanskrit is the mother of Europe's language. She was the mother of our philosophy, mother through the Arabs. Who are writing? Again, Bill Durant, Simon Custer. Mother to the Arabs, much of our mathematics. Mother to the ideals embodied in Christianity. Did you know this? That Christianity started because of Indians. Did you know that Jesus Christ came to India? No Indians know this. Very few. Did you know, sir, ma'am, that Jesus Christ left his body, died in India? I'm going to share with you something. Okay? I want you to know this. See, he goes on to say, through the village community, mother to the village community of self-governance and democracy, Mother India in many ways the mother of us all. This is India. And now, you read this, World Religion Authority, read the next. Lord Bacall was appointed by Queen Victoria in 1833. Go to India and study and come and tell me, how can I rule India? Britishers wanted to rule Queen Victoria. The history, if you remember, 16th century onwards, India was raided by Temujin, Genghis Khan, Babur, Akbar, Humayun, Aurangzeb. You know, once you're thinking on these lines, you cannot do wrong parenting. So know these as your strength. You will automatically talk. Children will carry that language. I'm telling you, short while ago, I had gone to China, and there was a tall Chinese policeman was standing on the footpath, not in the road. So I went to ask him. He was looking straight like this. He was not like our policeman, talking to you, scratching, smoking, not like that. He was standing tall and straight like this. I was watching him for some time. As you know, I come from the Indian Air Force background. I was admiring, look at this guy. He's not moving at all. So I thought I'll go and talk to him. So I went and wanted to ask him, where is a restaurant close by? He kept looking, he didn't answer. So I thought he doesn't understand English. I asked him again by gesture. He didn't answer. He didn't answer me at all. He kept looking straight. Then I came away. I had a guide with me. She was a Chinese. I asked her, ma'am, why didn't he answer? She just used one word. Wasn't very good in English, but she could communicate okay. She says, no can do. Meaning, he is not allowed to do that. A policeman is not allowed to waste his time here and there. He is monitoring something, and he knows his duty. He will not deter from there. Who has given in this? The country, the parent, everyone. That same lady, almost after 4 years, she came all the way from China just to meet us here. She came for a business to India. She made it a point to come and meet us. And that time, she said, I would like to go to India and teach Chinese to your children. I said, sure. I did a lot of planning and everything, got permission from embassy, basic rules of the embassy. I had to pay her a very high fee. That's a rule. If you get anybody from abroad, this is the minimum pay. Very high pay. I agreed to all that. I thought our children will learn Chinese. When everything was almost finalized, she said, but I cannot stay there for more than 2 years. I said, why? I'm spending so much money. I would like you to spend at least 5-6 years so that my children benefit continuity of the language. Who will teach after you? She says, I have to take care of my parents. I cannot leave them and be away for more than 2 years. Who has given her this message? She says, I can't do it. Not allowed. Not by parent, her own consciousness. So I'm saying, if you and I think and know this language, what we're talking about, how can our children do wrong? Not possible. So, 16th century onwards, Temujin, Genghis Khan, Babur, Akbar, Humayun, Aurangzeb, everybody came and raided our country, looted us. Then came the Zoroastrians, the Portuguese, the French, and the Britishers. Britishers came around 1750 onwards. They looted us. If you read your history book and remember, I still remember, lakhs of elephant, camels, and horses were laden with gold, diamond, and jewelry and taken away from our country. You know only a little bit about Kohinoor. And that's the wealth India lost. Now, 1833, Queen Victoria sent Lord Macaulay to India. He studied around. Those days it used to take 60 days to come from England to India by ship. He went around, went back in 1835, 2nd of February, gave a presentation to Queen Victoria at the British Parliament. And you know what he said? He said, we cannot rule India. She said, what? You have robbed India, brought so much of wealth. He said, yes, we can rob them. Because Indians are not interested in money anymore. They're more interested in becoming one with God. So we can rob them. But we cannot rule them. She said, why? He said, because their education system is so strong that they're creating Shankaracharya, Buddha, Mahavir Jain, Guru Nanak, Guru Gobind Singh, Ravana Maharshi, Rishi Vyasa, Patanjali, Vashishta, Vivekananda, Paramahanshas. You think they will ever listen to the Britishers? She said, then? He said, I have a strategy. If you allow me, then Indians will be ours. She said, what? Read. I have traveled across the length and breadth of India. I have not seen one person who's a beggar, who's a thief. How do you like that? And all we have now is corruption, beggars and thieves. Why? Wrong education system. That's what this school is different. That's why I didn't condemn that boy yesterday. It's good. He has the spirit. I have to guide him slowly to channelize it properly, so that he uses his willpower and the strength in the right direction. It's not easy, but it is irreversible process. You know, if you try to bully someone, if you try to beat a donkey will not become a racehorse. So racehorse, if they are beaten, racehorses will become donkeys. Now, if you keep beating a tiger after some time will become like a pet dog. But if you beat a pet dog, will it become a tiger? No. So beating process is not good. A tiger has to be known how to handle. You and I have to learn that. That's for this parental workshop. Earlier, many of you are here, I can see you. We used to do it once in every week, every Saturday. Now, because of the increased number, activities, children, I can't do it. But once a month, I still hold on. Right through the year. We will always do that. I never miss this. Once a month to interact with you, share what we are doing, and you can share what you are doing so that we continue to grow together. So, what does he say? He says, I have not seen one person who's a beggar, who's a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country. Such high moral values. People of such caliber that I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of the country, which is her spiritual and cultural heritage. And therefore, I propose that we replace her old and ancient education system, her culture, for if the Indians think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native culture, and they will become what we want them as a truly dominated nation. Have you noticed? You and I always want to see first made in. Is it USA? St. Michael? Okay. Very few go to Fab India. Khadi Bandar. I'm not saying India is doing great. I'm saying utilize the resources of the world. Utilize every good thing of the whole country. Utilize all the Western technology, information technology, the scientific development, but hold on to the Indian rich heritage, 1,000 years old. You know why we took on IB? I've been doing research of the ancient methods for more than 42 years, Vedanta, Upanishad, etc. And I found, when I started studying IB, that what IB is talking about is on the same line as ancient Vedantic method talked about, called inquiry. What did Vedanta say? In English, who am I? Where did I come from? Who is God? Can I see God? Aren't these the question Vedanta is talking? Same thing is with IB. IB is asking question. What did Isaac Newton do? He did the same thing. He asked a question, no? Everybody had seen the apple fall. He is the only one asked a question, why did the apple fall? So there's a beautiful book which is written by Michael Scullman. It is there in my office, personal library. Michael Scullman about creating passionate-minded children. And this book is a research and biography in all the Nobel laureates. How did they become Nobel laureate? In one of the case, he is quoting about Isidore Rabi. Isidore Rabi is a Nobel Prize winning physicist. Physics. He was asked, Isidore Rabi was asked by the journalist, why did you become a Nobel laureate than an engineer or a doctor? Why did you become a physicist, a scientist? He said, it is my mother who did that. They said, how? He said, when every other child in Brooklyn will come back from school, the father and the mother will ask, what did you learn in the school today? I know some of us do it here. Don't. He said, but not my mother. My mother used to ask me only one question. His name was Isidore Rabi, so mother used to call him Izzy. He says, my mother used to ask me, Izzy, did you ask a good question today? He said, learning to ask a good question, coming and telling mother, and mother said, wow, that's a very nice question. Just for that, I became a Nobel laureate, because he became a physicist. He learned to ask questions. Where are the stars? Why don't they fall down? What will happen if I throw up a stone? Will it come down and go out? He learned to ask questions. That's what IB is about. And if you notice, Sachin Tendulkar, some of you may have read his biography, he has written the same thing. It's my mother who's made me. Same as Vishwanath Anand says, it's my mother. What did mommy do? In Sachin Tendulkar's case, when Sachin was young, Sachin would go to play cricket. Mother will go with him. Almost 30 minutes drive by a bus to the field. She used to sit on the, normal local field, not a great cricket match field. And Sachin says, every time I will hit a shot, my mother is to clap. He said, just to watch my mother clapping, I used to hit every ball. And he said, that's what made me a compulsive hitter. Who does this? You. Have you read the school brochure? The new one? Did you all get it? Anybody who hasn't got? Everybody's got, no? If you read the third page, first line on the left page, it says, everybody can count how many seeds are there in one apple. You can, no? By cutting the apple, you can count. But can you count how many apples are there in one seed? That seed is your child. You can't count what's the potential. Now, what did Lord McCall do? He started off missionary convent school all over India. Every city. Have you noticed? This city. Bishop, St. Mary's, Hutchins, Helena, St. Anne, DPS, Lexicon, St. Paul, St. Vincent, no? And then followed up by CBSE group like DPS and Lexicon and Vibgyor and all these. They are what? Curriculum-driven education system. What's wrong with it? Let's understand. Why did Lord McCall start this? They wanted you and me Indians back to be broken. They wanted us as slaves and servant. They wanted us as babus and clerk. So what did they do? change the very education system. And they called our ancient education as Pathshala. And they started curriculum driven. What's wrong with it? Let's see, all of us have more or less curriculum driven education system. IGCSE, ICSE, CBSE, SSC. Few decades ago, you and I, like your children, went to school. Few decades ago, sir, ma'am, we learned how to write. We all know how to write. How many do you know amongst your people, brothers, sisters, husband, wife, parent, officials, including doctor, professor, teachers? How many do you know who loves to write? Loves to write. Curriculum-driven education. You know why did they do it? Do you remember when you made one spelling mistake, you were told to write it 100 times? That was a process to break your backbone. So what happened? You wrote very obediently 100 times. I also did. When your handwriting needed improvement, you were told to write 10 pages every day. You did that to become what? Good in handwriting. How many people do you know whose handwriting is good? One. And two, who loves to write. Same thing is with learning to read. We know how to read. We learned how to read. How many do you know who loves to read? Can't sleep without reading. How many? We'd rather watch TV or mobile. How many do you know who loves mathematics? And these are the three basic skills we learn in the school to start with, no? Learning to write, learning to read, learning to do arithmetic. We call it 3R. Writing, reading, arithmetic. So, 1947, Britishers were leaving. Nehru became the Prime Minister. He had to decide what education system for my country. He himself was an ex-UK. He said, continue with the British method. You're very lucky. My father had to spend a lot of money to send me to UK and study. You're lucky they're here, they're teaching you. Continue. So ICSC continued. But it was a little expensive. So for the rest of the country, he said, those who can't afford that, give them Central Board, CBSE. What is that? In ICSC, they will learn about Shakespeare, Shelley, Keats, Mountbatten, and Queen Elizabeth and Victoria. In CBSE, they will learn about Babur, Akbar, Humayun, Aurangzeb. And those who don't like that, let them do states below. State boards is what? Maharashtra will do Baba Ambedkar and Shivaji. Bengal will do Tagore and Subhash Chandra Bose and Sharat Chandra. But everything is curriculum. What is curriculum? What to study. What's wrong with it? Look at yourself. The human mind, they were very smart. English, Britishers, one smart movement has deformed the entire country. Can you imagine? 1/4 the size of our Uttar Pradesh, England, and ruled the whole country by one process changing. They were very smart. So, ICSC, CBSE, SSC continued. India went down and down and down. When Amartya Sen visited India after his Nobel Prize, he was asked by then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Advani, Home Minister, give me three things which I can do to change the Indian economy. Amartya Sen said, yes, Prime Minister, education. So Atal Bihari said, okay, Amartya, education. What's the second? He said, sir, education. So Atal Bihari thought Amartya did not understand that Prime Minister has understood the first point is education. He said, no, Amartya, I've understood education is the first point. What's your second point? He said, sir, education. He said, okay, education. Half-page article in Indian Express. I still have that. Atal Bihari smiled at that time and said, okay, Amartya, education, what's the third point? He said, sir, education. you and I need to just take care of that. Spiritual education, emotional education, physical education, and how can they not be intellectually educated? They would be. Now, this education is what we are talking about here, also is parenting from the heart. Now I want you to see this film. You'll be amazed. This film, what I'm showing you a tiny bit, is a 1-hour film, and made by who? It's there in your website, in your YouTube, made by Film Division of India, Government of India. And on what? Watch.
One such intriguing history is lying quietly since more than 1,900
Can you
years
all hear?
in this Kanyar locality of Srinagar.
This Srinagar.
This place conceals one of the biggest mysteries of the modern world, the Rosabelle Shrine, burial place
Rosabelle
of Uza
Shrine.
Asa. This board displays an information about the book Tariq-e-Azam, written in 1729 AD by Khwaja Azam Dedmari. This spot is famous as the resting place of a messenger. I have read in an ancient book that a prince from a foreign land arrived here and engaged himself in piety and prayers and became messenger of God for the Kashmiri people. What is intriguing is that since always, this Uza Asa is considered to be none other than one such intriguing history is lying quiet. This Uza Asa is considered to be none other than Jesus Christ himself, the Savior of mankind.
Did you know Jesus Christ came to India, Srinagar?
A number of Sanskrit, Buddhist, Persian, Arabic, and Kashmiri historical texts show that Uza Asa is another name of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is not the original name of the Savior. His original Hebrew name was perhaps Yeshua. His name in other languages are derivatives of this Hebrew name. According to these texts, Jesus did not die on the cross. He survived the crucifixion and migrated to live in Kashmir.
Easter Sunday, he rose again, and then he traveled to India. And he goes on this film for 1 hour that he was buried in India after 17 years living in Srinagar, Kashmir. You should know, talk to your children. Now, why are the Western world, Americans, English, are not talking about it? Vaticans, why aren't they talking about it? Because if you do, what will they say? Jesus went to India. And Christianity is the largest religion in the world today. Just see. They would say what? India is the holy land. Jesus went there. So everybody will come to India. India's business and economy will shoot up. India will become superpower. And that's exactly what they don't want. So they're keeping silent. But to show you, many true Westerners are writing a lot of books on this. These are one of them. First one, Jesus and Moses are buried in India, birthplace of Abraham and the Hebrews. Next one, Jesus lived in Kashmir. Jesus lived in India. This is Christian Holger, German. The one on the right, when Jesus lived in India, is Alan Jacob, is the Britisher. I have lots of books on them. I've been doing research on this. Lost teachings of Jesus, lost years of Jesus. If you read the book on the right, lost years of Jesus, 17 years in the center, it is written down there that the documentary evidence of Jesus' 17 years journey to the east is talking about this, that entire parenting is with all this information, all the manures, preparing of the soil, keeping the rich sunlight and the rich water is gardening. This universe blossoms in the face of a child by bringing out the best in your child. You bring out the best in the universe. We say a spiritually awakened father and the mother will make a spiritually awakened child. And that child is the treasure for the universe. Not just my family, my city, my state, my country, but for this universe. We have to do that. This is why we do this Sunday practice. That child we talked about, I asked the father, see if you can bring him along and come at the Sunday practice. He will get focus. He focus his mind. You will attain great benefits. Ancient Indian rishis, they never used to fall sick. Many of you know me for many decades. Have you ever seen me falling sick? I don't fall sick. Divine grace. But we practice it every day. You must do that. This is India. India always did that. And if you did this, it will be different. You will automatically be yourself a rich personality. You will hand over the same richness. Parenting is also trust. You must trust. I know my daughters don't tell me lies. I trust them. And I truly know that they don't. And they're ready to share. I have two grown-up daughters. One is in 10th standard, one is the head of the BYP and coordinator in EYP. They always speak the truth. Even if it is unpleasant, they will say. I think it has a lot to do with your telling him and telling everybody else. Let's say your son, and you're having a gathering with your friends. Somewhere the opportunity came, you say this, my daughter never tells me lies. Just say this word. Even if she did, supposing you know she did, even if she did, say this again and again. It's like somebody telling you, you're beautiful, you're handsome. You notice he will automatically do that. Won't you? Opposite is also true. If somebody tells you, you're looking nice, you're looking good, but your nose is looking little funny. You will straight away go to the mirror and start looking at, what's wrong with my nose? You will ask your husband or wife, is my nose really funny? You will not forget it. Next time you meet me, you will say, what did you find funny in my nose? You will not forget it. So understand, both are true. Supplant positive vibration. There's a beautiful statement in Vedanta. Wrap yourself in his thoughts, in the divine thought. Wrap yourself, like you have a chaddar, wrap yourself in his thought. His holy name has the power of all powers. That you can call by Allah or Christ or Krishna, it doesn't matter. God is one. His holy name has the power of all powers. Like a shield, it will deflect all negative vibration from your life. Trust me, ma'am, sir, wrong things don't happen to us. Because I always know God is there, he'll take care. Just like wrong things don't happen to this child. Why? Because mommy and daddy is always there to protect, no? Why won't God protect you and me and our children and our brothers and sisters? Of course he does. Only thing you and I forget. So one of the saints, Paramahansa Yogananda, was asked, sir, would you pray for my son? He is very sick. I want him to become okay. Your prayers always work. He said, sure, I will pray. But what makes you think your prayers won't work? He said, no, sir, my prayers don't work. Your prayers work. He says, you know what is the difference between yours and my prayer? She said, what? He said, the difference is, I know my prayers will work, and you think your prayers won't work. It's like if this child comes and says, Papa, I want another ball. And if he doesn't believe that Papa is going to give me the ball, he won't get the ball. One child went with father, a mall, Phoenix Mall. As they went into the children's section through which they were traveling, there were lots of balls lying right in the front. So father said, Papa, can I pick up one ball? He said, no, don't touch it. He said, Papa, just touch it once only. Papa said, looked around. He said, okay, touch it. So he picked it up, he held it. He said, Papa, very nice, no? Papa said, you monkey, you got 400 balls in your house. He said, Papa, but this is really nice. Papa said, okay, now put it back. They're walking around doing shopping, whatever it is. After a while, child says, Papa, can I go back and touch it once again? Papa said, okay, go. He again goes, touch it. He said, Papa, catch. Papa said, don't do that. Puts it back again. Again he's going around. He says again, Papa, wasn't that ball really nice? Just before going, as Papa is paying the bill for whatever he has bought, he sees son is looking at the ball. What will Papa do? You will pick up that ball, maybe 400 in the first one. No? Same way, when you want something sincerely and don't give up, God will be with you to give it to you what you want. After all, He's our Heavenly Father, Mother, and Heavenly friend. Hold on to that thought. Wrap yourself in it. Make your children believe in it. It is not just Allah said dua mango, or God, 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 or Krishna, 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 or Om Namah Shivaya. Have you noticed what we do? We do Om Namah Shivaya and then do Om Hanumanji. And as we are in a hurry to leave for the office, suddenly we are rushing and suddenly we say, oh, I forgot Kali Mata. If I don't, Kali Mata will be angry. Our worship is like that. I'm saying, look at the divinity, God, and everyone. We are like a garland. Every flower is different in the garland, but they're all strung together. You and I, our children, inanimate, animate objects, everything is strung together. What is the string? Is the consciousness, is the understanding. Once we are strung together like that, you will be together and we will be strong. The biggest trust is being entrusted with a life. The biggest responsibility is to live that trust throughout your life. Parenting is also labor of love. The sleepless nights, the career sacrifices, the postponing of so many of your own activities, the price of parenting comes at a price. You have to pay the price. If you don't, I'm too busy making money, no time for contact, something wrong will go, and you will try to blame it to the other people, to the other things. It's like son got bad marks in mathematics. Father fires the mother. What is this? How come he's got this? Do you know, I come from that family where you're all brilliant people. Father blames the mother. They gone for a football match, same son scores a goal. Father said, "Dekha hai, ladka kiska hai?" Don't we do that? You know what? This reminds me of a beautiful poem. The college student's professor says, what kind of children are we getting from the high school these days? What are those teachers doing in the high school? The high school teacher says, what can I do? If the middle school teacher, they are not doing any job at all. The middle school teacher says, it is the lower school, primary school children's teacher. They are not trained. They are not training the children either. Primary school teacher says, it is not us, it is the kindergarten teachers who are to be blamed. The mother toddler teachers who are to be blamed. The kindergarten teacher says, it's not my fault, it's the mother after all. Mother says, my poor little child, he is not to be blamed. Everybody is the father's family is just the same. Everybody is blaming somebody. Stop blaming. Say, what can I do? Parenting is certainly protection from fire and sharp objects, from unkind eyes, from negative thoughts and cruel criticisms, from getting into deep waters, from getting into shallow life. Most important, I want you to understand this. Unkind eyes, negative thoughts. Have you realized you and I worry so much? Worry about our children. You know what is worrying? Worrying is meditating on the negative aspects of life. Don't. Whatever you think, know it as per Gita. Chapter 7, verse 7. Krishna is telling Arjuna. The English translation of that in the Western world, in the management, they're saying that if you want to know what you're going to become 5 years from today, watch your thoughts of today. What you're thinking today is what you will become 5 years from today. Have you realized today, if you see somebody who's sick, let's say cancer patient, what is your thought? Oh my God, poor guy, I hope it doesn't happen to me. Have you realized? You should have a thing. You should say, shut up. I'm protected by the divine powers. I always do good. How can I ever suffer? I won't. But I would heal that person with my prayers. A different thought. Don't think negative. And talk to the other people. Tell them similarly. Parenting is correcting. Correcting is what? Not reprimanding. Gently and with love. Understanding the intent of the child before rushing to punish. Always say, if you want to say something wrong, meaning which is harsh, not wrong, meaning wrong in the sense the child will take it as wrong. If you want to say something harsh, first never forget to say, nod your head like this and say, I love you. Remember this. First, I love you. And then say, I don't like what you're doing. Do you remember I told you today in the beginning of the talk, that boy who was sitting with me yesterday, I told him, I love you very much, but I don't like the way you're using your words. Please sit down. When you act, sometimes you have to act firm, act angry. Sure, do that. But remember, very important, don't be angry. If you're angry, then you have lost the war. He knows how to press your button. In front of the whole public, your friends, guests, parents, sister from America has come. He's saying, Mommy, Mommy. And Mommy is too busy. Mommy is saying, Beta, 1 minute. Take care of your friend. Brothers, sisters have come. But he's wanting something from Mommy. Mommy, Mommy. Daddy, Daddy. Everybody's busy. He looks at for a while. Suddenly he does, Thu. Mommy, Daddy all come running. What is this you're doing? See, he's drawn your attention. He will press your button. He knows how to do it. You cannot win over a child because they have God's seed in them. You and I also have them, but they have been clouded by the earth of ignorance. But theirs is more alive. There's this boy, while going back from Victoria's Kids, he went off to sleep in the bus. When he reached, mother found 5-6 years old child was sleeping. The mother picked up the baby, took him home, let him sleep for another hour or so, then fed him something. Now he's playful. 8:30, he's got up, he's playing around. Many of you have experienced this. And he's not feeling sleepy. He wants to play. And Mommy, Daddy, it's a tiring day. They want to sleep. 9, 10, now they said, okay, come on. You come in between, go to sleep. He is not sleeping. After some time he says, Papa, I want a glass of water. The Papa gets up, groggily goes, gets a glass of water, gives it to him. He has a sip. He says, bus. Papa said, you have asked, bus. He said, okay. Goes up to sleep. After 5 minutes, Papa, I want a glass of water. Papa tried to extend the hand. Not that water, I want cold water. Papa, okay, goes, brings another cold glass of water, gives it to him. The boy takes one sip, bus. Papa gives him a dirty glance. Put the water. Poor Papa. Papa goes up to sleep. As he goes up to sleep, after 5 minutes, Papa, I want a glass of water. Papa said, no more water. You want to drink this? You drink this. Papa, please, I want a glass of water. A kind, loving Papa said, all right. He goes and gets some water and gives it to him. He takes one sip, but 3 glasses are already there. After some time again, Papa, I want a glass of water. Papa said, now if you ask for a water, just watch. I'll go and bring a belt for you. The child says, Papa, when you go to bring the belt, will you bring a glass of water? You cannot defeat the children. They will always win. So why don't you play along with them? Be like them. We do that here. Have you realized many of you find it very difficult to manage your champion? And have you realized we have 1230 of them? I have no problem. I have fun with them. They also have fun with me. You love to give them hug and kisses. You love to see them coming and giving you a hug. You do that. But do you do it methodically, more spontaneously, more often? Do you give a hug to mommy, to daddy, and daddy to mommy in front of the people, in front of the children? Have you realized? Think carefully. You fight in front of the children, but you don't love each other in front of the children. That you do behind closed doors. Love each other in front of him. Love the children in front of each other. Love them and each other. Hold each other's hand and walk in front of the people. They will learn to love people. Loving is the greatest power of the universe. There is this gentleman, New Year's Day, just a few days ago, rich, well-to-do family, father, early in the morning, got up and everybody wished each other, and mother goes to open the windows, open the door, let sunshine and fresh air, feeling happy, joyful, open the door and finds 3 great oldish looking, long bearded gentlemen sitting in the porch. She said, hello, good morning, I don't think I've met you all. They said, yes, we haven't met you all. Is the father of the home at home? She said, yes, he is at home. He said, these 3 gentlemen said, we would like to come inside, but we cannot all come inside. Only one of us can come. She's a little surprised, meaning? So one, he says, I stand for wealth. I'll bring you wealth for the rest of your life from 2015. If I come into your house, but the other 2 can't come with me. She said, she's looking very quizzically, not understanding. The other one says, I stand for happiness. If I come into your home, your house from now onwards will be always happy. But wealth and the other one cannot come in. She's now beginning to understand a little bit. The other one raises his hand and he says, I stand for love. Please go and ask your husband and your family members, who would they like? The wealth, the happiness, or me? So she goes inside and talks to her husband. You know how husbands are? Papa said, of course wealth. We want wealth. She said, no, I don't think we are doing right choice. I think we should want happiness. Happiness is what we are always running for, isn't it? They had a daughter-in-law, very smart girl. She came and said, Papa, Mommy, wealth and happiness is nice to have, but I think what we need is love. Love makes the whole world go around. Papa said, I think my daughter-in-law has got a good idea. Let's go for love. Mama, go and ask for love. The mama goes, ask love. Sir, please come. We have decided to choose you. So he gets up, smile, and as he's walking in, suddenly Mama sees the other two gentlemen also getting up and following him. Mommy said, how? You said only one of you can come in, no? The love smiles and says, yes, that is true for those two, but not for me, because wherever love goes, wealth and happiness will follow. Love is the power. Display it naturally. That's called parenting from heart. Parenting is smiling. Have you noticed we are so busy looking so serious? If you're sitting in the office, you like to look serious so that everybody should respect you. That's called leadership from another angle, called leading by fear, leading by discipline. That's called external discipline. But how did Buddha rule everybody? Jesus ruled everybody. Paramahansa Muhammad ruled everybody. Through love. So when you do that, display a smile, a kindness, you will see automatically children will first thing in the morning and smile and say, Mommy, you are the best mommy in the world. Now how would it say that unless mommy says, Daddy, you are the best father in the world, and father said, Mother, you are the best mom in the world? What would I do without you? Have you all realized, if my wife, my husband dies today, I cry like anything, I put her or his picture, put agarbatti every day, and diya every day, put a garland every day. No? We would do that. And every day we look at the picture and we feel so sad. Today my husband, my wife is alive next to me. Am I putting a garland every day? Why don't we do that? Why don't we say, what would I do without you? When you say that, the child will learn to say, you are the best father in the world, best mommy in the world. Are you with me? Speak the language that you expect them to speak. You and I have to do a lot of interior cleaning, washing machine. That's called sadhana. That's what we do on Sundays. We are talking about parenting is forgiving. Again and again, month after month, year after year, and yet never failing to correct and connect. Correction is not reprimand. Correction is saying, sure, this is very nice, but we could do it another way. Would you like to see? Let's see. Let's do it this way. How would it be? So you're giving them the opportunity of forgiveness, that other people, yourself, your child, whatever mistakes are, those are gone. Don't worry, you're not this. I often tell the children, when, let's say they boxed each other, we never tell you this. I'm facing every day, my teachers are doing it every day. Somebody, where have they learned from? Not from home. Don't blame yourself. Very rarely. It's from television. TV, have you noticed? Everywhere hero is boxing up the villain, and the villain is trying to box up something. Hostile movies filled with violence is the hit movies. So all of us are looking at that. And we say also, how cute, no? Look at the hero. So Our children are picking it up. When they come to me, our teachers, our coordinators, our principal ma'am, we always say, "Are you a monkey?" They say, "No." I said, "Then why are you behaving like a monkey?" Monkeys do that, no? Grabbing, scratching. I asked them, "Are you a dog?" They said, "No." I said, "Have you noticed how dogs fight with each other?" They're doing like that. "Are you a dog?" "You're not a dog. You sit for a while." I make them sit next to me. I'm continuing doing my work, but sit silently. After 2, 3, 5 minutes, depending on the age, maximum 10 minutes, I will call him. I say, "Why are you chilling out?" That sitting, meditating is chilling out. It's called Emotionally Intelligent Parenting by Daniel Coleman, a very famous emotional intelligence specialist. So he says, sometimes he will say, "I don't know. Why am I chilling out?" I say, "Okay, you chill out for a little while more." Please, no, he knows it. But he will say, "I don't know." Say, "Okay, chill out for a little while more." I give you guarantee, after the second or the third time, he will say, "Because I hit so and so." Now it's my turn to say, "But that's very nice. You should hit." "No, it's good. It gives you muscle power, Spider-Man." He should say, "Not very good." I should then say, "Why not very good?" It gives you feeling of power, no? I'm stronger than the other. Most of the time, at this time, children don't know why I should not hit. They will keep quiet, only shake their head. It's not good. That they know. You can give them a little feed. If you hate, what will happen? And you will find. And then you say, "Okay, get back to your class." You will see for a day or 2 days or a week or 2 weeks, he will not do that. After that, he might do it again. Don't let it bother you. Keep on after him, gentle correction, and forgive. Don't look at the negativity. Parenting is friendship. Mahuna. Today, if you read to him at night before going to sleep and first thing in the morning if you can, for about 5-10 minutes, answer his question. Why did the jack go up the beanstalk? What did the giant do? Why was the lion roaring? Smaller children. Bigger children, they will ask, why did he have to say that? Why did she deceive him? Discuss, talk. In the picture, you're watching a movie together. Discuss the picture. Use the picture also as a thread. You can't say, "I will not watch picture." You can't do that. Today's modern world TV is the center of everything. But use it as a good learning tool. Those questions which come to your mind, ask the same question answered amongst you. Discuss. Question answer. You know what you're doing? The question that he is having in his mind, you're discussing it. Finding a plausible answer. Tomorrow, when he grows up or she grows up, she will come and tell you, "Mommy, do you know that boy wanted to hold my hand? She wanted to kiss me. What should I do?" Otherwise, what is happening? All the boys and girls suddenly find, "Mommy and Daddy don't understand me." And who understand me? The neighbor's boy or the neighbor's girl knows me better than my mommy and daddy. How come? How come mommy and daddy who sacrifice so much? You know why? Because you're not parenting from your heart. Because you are parenting which way? The way we were brought up. At that time it was true. But that was a half British way. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Remember? We were all told. Unless you have punishment, they will not learn. You will be surprised, sir. Most often, ma'am, parents come and tell me, "Why aren't you strict with him? Why don't you punish him?" I have to tell them, "Ma'am, this school is not like that." I will explain to you why it is not like that. Look at outside. This is called exclusive discipline, by the way, psychologically. Exclusive discipline. What does it mean? Have you seen the traffic crossing point, the police guy standing? Everybody's good, well disciplined. Just take out the policeman. What happens? Chaos. That comes from exclusive physical discipline. Bishop, St. Mary's, Hutchins, Helena, everybody's frightened to go to the principal's office. But take them out. The moment they come home, their books, their slippers, their clothes are flying and mommy going behind and picking them up, or grandma, or maid. Yeah? We are talking about inclusive discipline. That is inner discipline. India is famous for that. Buddha's discipline. Vivekananda, Paramahamsa, Mahavir Jain, Guru Nanak's discipline. Muhammad's discipline. That discipline, it has to be awakened from inside with a lot of patience, a lot of love, a lot of friendship. There is this Papa. Naturally, Papa Mamas will want the children to do very well in numbers and the academics. Papa comes home, sees son sitting, and it's written at the back, report card. Papa comes and snatches it. How come you didn't tell me you got your report card? He says, Papa, shut up. He looks at it. Is this what I've been doing? Teaching you whole year, spending you to such a costly school? 60% in maths? Mommy, what is this? He says, Papa, he said, I want to know what is this, Mama. He said, Papa, it is not my report card. He said, then, he said, it is yours. He said, what? He said, I found it in the upstairs, in the attic. Be friendly. Be honest. You say, you know what? When I was your age, I did the same mistake. Your child, 10 years old, does potty in the pant. Even if you didn't, just say, it's all right. Don't tell lies. Don't say, I also used to do it. Say, it's all right. Many people do it. It's okay. Now what we do, and work out a way. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. I had a 14 years old girl who used to do it. I have a 12 years old boy. Mommy, daddy gave up, went to the doctors. He would do potty every day in his pant. You send him to the toilet, he'll sit there for hours, he will not do it. Come out, he'll do it. I said, okay, why did you talk to me before? All I did at that time, I called him. I said, you go to the washroom, and if you do it, I'll give you a star. You're a star batsman. And all I did is I bought one of those cheap 2 rupees papers with stars. You'll be surprised, children love that star in their hand. He's about that age, 10 years, 12 years. Every day he will come and he said, sir, I've done it. You know what? Last 6 weeks, he has not done it. Day before yesterday or yesterday, I told mommy, please remind me, I get too busy. Remind me at 3 o'clock, give me a call. Mommy is very kind, very nice, she gives me a call. Imagine, Dr. Ghosh is receiving a call, my son has to do potty. I don't mind it. Talk to me, whatever problem you have. Our people are always ready. All I do is immediately I'll tell Anup sir, where are you? Please come. Rohit, come here. You'll be surprised. I'm not telling you stories. Anup sir, how many times you hear the call? My son has to go to the toilet. Every day. Rohit, who takes him to the toilet? He does it. That's how you and I have to do. Always keep your smile and strength open. And you all are angels. Thank you. You all are good people. Very good. Divine blessing of the divine child is in you and me. That seed is in that child. It's in you and me too. We have to do a little sadhana. We have to pay a little price. Without price, nothing happens. You know, one day when you go and buy one, get one free. It's not free. You've paid the price. So, pay the price. Concentrate. Talk often. read a lot, come and discuss, come and meet us, meet the PTA teachers, attend the workshops, inspire other people. I see here many of our mothers and the father. Kunal sir, raise your hand. You know that Kunal sir, raise your hand again, they're wanting to see. You know, I'm just giving you one of the champion father and mother like you. He's both champions, have started off from the mother's womb training. Deepa ma'am, champion scholar from London School of Economics. She's teaching in Wadi College right now. You know, his daughter at the age of 6 years, Tattumasi, wrote a criticism, talked to father about what? You can't believe. Would you like to say so? Just say it loudly, loud enough. She was asking, she was criticizing Mahabharata. Would you like to tell them how did the conversation go off?
Yeah, she actually, I was telling her about Ramayana, and there are many instances which she found a disconnect. And whatever we think is right, or like we have a perception that Kaikai was bad in Ramayana, and she came up to me. She says Kaikai is good. I said, why do you think so? Why Kaikai is good? Everybody, we have been told that Kaikai is not good. Kaushalya was good. Sumitra was also good, but Kaikai was not good. She says, if you see carefully, Kaikai had only one son. So he was Bharat. And as a mother, what is wrong for her to think that her son should become king? I mean, Kaushalya is the eldest queen, so her son becomes the king. So that is what the Dashrath decided. But obviously, it was not correct thing. And so Kaikai, it was nothing wrong for her to think that Bharat should be the king. What was wrong with her is that she was in the bad company. So Manthara, who told her that your son should be king, and she sort of changed her mind. So the moral of the story is not Kaikai, has nothing wrong with her. The moral of the story is you should not be in bad company. And also she had different perspective. I mean, it's a long story, so you can probably go on the school website and read about it. She also had her perspective that Abhimanyu was not killed by Kauravas, it was killed by Pandavas. And what is the reason for that? So you may please go on the website and find out that why Arjun was responsible for his own son's death. And it's very interesting. Thanks.
Very good, sir. Thank you. Tattumasi's article is published in Times of India, 7th of July, 2014. I've got a copy in my office. You'll be surprised. And Sir's champion son, 9 years old, last Sunday, played an all-India golf tournament with the national champion together in a foursome. And father has been going with him every day and practicing and talking about it. You are also doing lots of good things. I may not know about it. I know some of you, as I talk to you more often. Come and meet us often, talk to us about it. I would also request each one of you, kindly write down, you'll feel good doing it. Give a picture of yourself, your husband, your wife, your child, your daughter, and along with write down something nice they're doing. Pay attention to what is good. Send it to me. I'll get it published in the website, in the Facebook, our school website. And they will feel very good. They'll feel great. And feeling of greatness comes, beginning is there. I am good. My mommy likes me. My papa loves me. And that is not whining, getting things. You know, some children get it through whining. Not whining, but through a smile. If a child whines to me and comes, I say, sorry, there's a better way. I just said, sorry, you won't get anything from me, including supposing my daughter is to do long time ago. I say, I'm sorry. Unless you smile and ask me, I cannot do anything. I can't hear. What did you say? So they learn to smile and ask. And now whenever they smile, I say, okay. Supposing something they ask and I don't want to give because it's not correct. Let's say I want iPhone 6 and I just bought them 3 months ago iPhone 5. I was just sure, why do you want it? Write an article, comparison between 5 and 6 and show it to me, why should you have it? They do it, come and I'll say, okay, how much is the investment here, how much is the investment here? I'm teaching them profit and loss, management of finance, and eventually I'll tell them, I'll ask them, I'll bring them to a point where they should say, okay, I don't think I want it now, I'll take it later. So talk like that and have a great time. Should you have any question, don't hesitate to ask. Please write, everybody. Encourage people. Poonam ma'am, Kunal sir, I see all of you here. Great. Our champion parents have been there from last. Yes, sir. Kunal sir. Get the mic, please.
I want to tell one experience about, just now sir was talking about profit and loss. So when my son, Reem, he was 5 years old, I took him to different banks, you know. I took him to State Bank of India, I took him to Dena Bank, I took him to Royal Bank of Scotland, wherever I had accounts. So, you know, obviously for a child, Dena Bank and SBI was not appealing, so he decided to open the account with Royal Bank of Scotland. And so I introduced him the bank account, how the bank account is operating and all those things. Then on his 6th birthday, he said, I said, how much you're going to spend on my birthday? I said, my budget is around 10,000. And so we decided that instead of wasting 10,000 rupees on, you know, some evening, we said, okay, we'll decide, we'll buy some shares. And I bought shares for him worth 10,000 rupees of Taj Hotels, which is India Hotels. And after a year or so, we went to Taj Goa. And we were staying in Taj Panjim. And suddenly, a glass of water spilled on the table. Reem was very upset. It was his own mistake, but he was very upset. I said, why are you so upset? Just, they will change the tablecloth. He said, no, Papa, the issue is, now they will put it in laundry and at least 50 rupees, you know, it will cost them. And my profit from my shares will go down by that. So he was upset with that. So, you know, these are the small instances where they understand the value of their own money. And how, you know, what action will lead to make them more prosperous and what will lead to losses. So it's very important. Thanks.
Hey, thank you. So, one of the lessons for today for us to keep on thinking, punchline is wrap yourself in His thought. His holy name is the power of all powers. Like a shield, it will deflect all negativity from you. Always know, my child has the God seed, cannot be wrong. He might have some wrong action, that's okay. And remember, every child matters. Every child will. How can it be they want? Do you have any question? Anybody? Thank you very much. Love you. I've got some learning style and multiple of intelligence. And multiple of intelligence pamphlets for all of you. I was to cover that. It is a little too late now. You take this, they give you a lot of ideas, and we'll do that on the next session. Okay? Kindly.